So now that it's been a few days since Creator Clash, I do want to take some time and talk about all that went on in the event. Now, obviously, I'm a few days late to the meeting or to the conversation or whatever, but I had a lot of stuff come up over the past couple of days that I'm not even going to get into. But we're back, we're good, and it's all great. Now, I want to talk about Creator Clash, and because of some unfortunate stuff that came up, I only caught a couple of the fights. I went back and I watched a good amount of them. I only really checked out the ones I cared about. The biggest one that I want to talk about is the Chris Ray gun fight. Honestly, that fight should have been the last fight. It was the only fight people were talking about. I didn't see any buzz about the IDubbbz fight until after the fight. But basically what happened was, as you all know, Froggy got kicked off the card, so Chris had to face a behemoth comparatively, and it's just so bad. Like, the size differential between the two of them is just, it's insane. I'm proud of Chris for being able to go and do that, because most assuredly, if someone told me, yeah, you have to box somebody who is 6 inches taller and 15 pounds heavier, I don't know if I would be willing to do it. Especially because Chris isn't that big of a guy already. So you're taking a small guy and making him fight like already an above average guy. And it played out pretty much how everyone expected. You know, somebody put out a video, I think it was I Hypocrite, where they were like, yeah, Chris is going to get rocked. And some people were like, oh, well, you know, size doesn't really matter when training is involved. And on some level, yes, but that's why we have weight classes. That's why John Jones doesn't, fight Israel Adesanya, for example. That's why he gained weight to go up to the heavyweight division. That's just the way things are. We have these weight classes for safety. And I don't think it was very safe to have Chris fight such a big guy. Now, thankfully, the fact that he only had 3 weeks to prepare made it a lot more safe, pretty much as safe as you could make it given the circumstances, but not quite safe enough for my liking. I don't think I would have just asked for Michael Reeves. I'd rather get beat up by somebody my size than have to fight somebody way bigger. That's just me. Maybe they couldn't reach Michael Reeves. Maybe he was the only guy who would have agreed. And so it is what it is. Now, I saw Harley from Epic Mealtime, who has been getting clowned ever since the whole Froggy Fresh thing started up and he became the public spokesperson. He got all the flack, so him getting punched so hard he fell out of the ring was an interesting experience. It's crazy that he got so angry. I feel like the controversy distracted him a little bit, because he was fighting a better fighter, but he was just off. Now Jarvis Johnson fought. I've never really talked about Jarvis Johnson on here because, he just does his thing. He's not the type of guy commentary channels really talk about. He falls into that Curtis Connor, Chad, Nick is not green type of group. They all do their thumbnails pretty much the same. It's similar over here in commentary, but it's different over there. You know what I mean? It's still commentary, but it's different commentary. Like they webcam commentary, I guess you could say. That's not the right term for it, but who cares? Anyway, he lost. That was unfortunate, and there's not really much else to say about that. And other than that, we get to the big fight, the big hitter of the night, IDubbbz versus Alex Wasabi. Now, IDubbbz, I will say, I have been ragging on him ever since the whole controversy started, and I will say that his performance was admirable, considering how it looked like he was barely hitting Alex. Like, for him to stay in there and to do what he did and to keep fighting is impressive. Just for how he more than likely felt like he was not doing anything, because he didn't look like he was doing anything to Alex. But he said, all right, I'm going to keep fighting and I'm going to keep going. It is unfortunate that he's 0-2. He's not going to win against whoever he boxes next. Dude, I'm just being 100% honest with you. This isn't financial advice, but if I were to bet, I would bet on whoever iDubbbz fights. Unless he fights like a potato. Like, unless he sees this video and he's like, you know what, I'm going to fight you. Then he might win. He wouldn't. But, I'm a real tough guy. He wouldn't beat me. But, outside of all that, it didn't look good on iDubbbz's part, and Alex really didn't show out very well. He should have been able to he probably should have been able to knock Ian out. Like, just the way the fight went. He just sort of outpointed him when he could, more than likely could have just dropped him. I forgot to mention Marissa Ray's fight. I was a big fan of Superpower Beatdown back when that was, a really, really cool thing back in like the early 2010s. They might be still running now, but I stopped watching after Marissa quit. So it is what it is. But outside of that, I do think that the event itself was pretty cool. I found it funny that they wouldn't let anyone wear masks because they didn't want Sam to get in. I really don't know what they think Sam Hyde would do once he got in. But the fact that he inflicted that much fear while he's literally on the other side of the country shooting for his new TV show is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you all so much for watching. Creator Clash was not a disaster. Obviously, they're not going to release the numbers, or there's no reason for them to release the numbers, I should say, because if they're good, people will just say, oh, you're lying. And if they're bad, people will just be like, aha, Anissa, you ruined the event. Anissa, haha, you suck, blah, blah, blah. And, if I were iDubbbz, I wouldn't put this stuff out. It's basically what I'm trying to get across here. Now, speaking of Anissa, I do want to say that I want to see her fight. Yeah, because she has been sort of orbiting the thing, but she's been injured 2 years in a row. At some point, you got to get in there, man. Some point, I don't care who you fight. What's the girl's name? Faith Ordway. Yeah, just get you a lemon, okay? That girl is kind of into boxing, but she got annihilated the last time, alright? She can probably beat her, and she gets a fight out of the way, and I think that would raise some people's opinion of her. I don't think that everyone is going to start liking her again. I think the Yoko Ono thing is going to stick. I think that is here to stay. Just in my professional opinion, people are going to call her Yoko Ono for as long as she's on the internet. So I hope she figures out how to deal with that. Outside of all of that, thank you all so much for watching. Really and truly appreciate it. My new video on Man of Steel, the movie from 10 years ago now, will be out on my second channel on Friday. I'm wrapping up editing for that. So if you enjoyed, make sure you like, subscribe. I'm gonna try to get back more consistent with this channel. I barely posted this month. It's so bad, and if you've watched me, you know that I try to stay consistent on here. I keep a pretty consistent schedule, but lately it's just fallen off. It's been a whole myriad of things, but I have stayed consistent on my second channel, so definitely go check that out. It's on my channel page. It's literally just my channel name, but with Jackson instead of Jackson Doorknob, so it's simpler, it's easier. I just wanted to cut things down, but I'm rambling. When I end things off, I'm not going to drag it to 10 minutes, so goodbye.